With Nintendo having recently announced an impending direct made exclusively to show off new Animal Crossing New Horizons content, I am on the hype train. The hopeful train, but also the realistic train. There's so much I want, a few things I expect, but no idea what would actually be real. But I'll tell you what is real. The fact that the mobile Animal Crossing game Pocket Camp has some aspects about it that are far superior to the Switch game. Hot take time. Hey y'all, I'm the Geek Apprentice coming back to a script that I've had on the back burner for quite some time. Yes, I've actually had this video idea for several months now, but it wasn't until this recent direct that it got pushed forward for me. And yes, you heard me right, I believe there are some aspects of Pocket Camp that are better than New Horizons. Now y'all know me, I adore New Horizons and definitely more than Pocket Camp, but if you check out my Animal Crossing playlist, you will see that I have plenty of ideas of how the developers could desperately improve New Horizons, or at least put back in basics from older games like gyroids. You know, things that should have never been taken out. But I would also be lying if I said there aren't some aspects of Pocket Camp that I envy to come to the Switch game. In hindsight, you will begin to see that they are not really big deal things, but in the end could make a big difference. Look, Animal Crossing is not a game with some big story objective. You customize your character, house, villagers, landscape. It's the most therapeutic and cute life simulator ever. And one thing we need to keep us interested in customization is a variety of items. I genuinely believed that all of the awesome furniture, campsite pieces, themed fortune cookie items, every item that was new to us through Pocket Camp would come over to New Horizons. Nope, not in the slightest. I mean, come on, I would love to have that tree with the swing or the giant tree stump as a picnic table. Come on. But no, not only did we lose most of the themed furniture from previous Animal Crossing games, we didn't even get the new stuff from Pocket Camp. Sure, we have tons of items that are exclusive to New Horizons, but call me greedy, after 2 years, not enough. On an extremely similar vein, I'm a sucker for clothing and accessories in-game, and while New Horizons certainly has wowed me with it being chock full of new garments, just like with my previous gripe, we lost most of the old stuff and didn't even get the new stuff from Pocket Camp. It makes no sense. I mean, there are so many wigs, skirts, sweaters, dresses, so on and so forth that we need in New Horizons. Clarification, that I need in this game. Why not at least make some sort of small DLC pack that is titled Pocket Camp Exclusives, you know? A cheap little DLC that I can just purchase, and suddenly all of the furniture and clothing and accessories that were just in Pocket Camp are now in New Horizons. Or make it free, that would be even better. New Horizons certainly has events, but not on the level of Pocket Camp. I never go to my Pocket Camp app, but man am I constantly getting notifications about new events and items we can get. Now maybe it's easier for a mobile game. I buy that. But this is the Switch. This is the latest Animal Crossing that became a massive hit, in part because everyone was in forced imprisonment at the time of its release. And as such, the developers need to step up their game, no pun intended, when it comes to contents and events. They literally set it up for that purpose. That's why we can no longer just jump to Christmas and be able to meet Jingles. So they need to deliver on that. I'm not exactly sure how to explain this one, but in Pocket Camp you are not just limited to the villagers at your campsite, you can go and visit with any villager in the campgrounds as a whole. On top of this, they switch constantly. Now I understand that a villager on your island in your town is far more permanent and very different from a camper who can come and go as they please, but my point is we need bigger variety of ways to access these different villagers and with a different purpose other than you live on my island. In one of my videos, I mentioned having a new island that we could visit, a city island kind of like in City Folk, where you can meet all of these extra villagers, whether around the square or in the stores. That would be a great way to have access to tons of different types of villagers and have new tasks. Tasks were so fun in the old Animal Crossing games, and even in Pocket Camp they were pretty good, if not somewhat tedious for my liking. I want those to come back. Sometimes I do tasks in New Horizons, but we can't even ask if they want us to do anything for them. That's an old thing for those who don't know. In GameCube, you could say, hey, do you need anything? And suddenly you might have a task and something you can do, and then you get random new items and such. So bring it back, please. Now, of course, New Horizons overall is a better game, in my opinion, and there are some caveats to all these things that I have mentioned. The first is that Pocket Camp isn't really that relaxing of a game. It passes the time, sure, but there are so many tedious tasks and not as much about making this big, amazing island or town that it just becomes too much. The timed tasks, it became too much. And as such, it made the game annoying at times, especially concerning this next caveat. Microtransactions. I will fully admit that there were a few times that out of desperation to be able to get certain special fortune cookie items, I paid to get the extra leaf tickets. Dumb, right? I hated it. And it wasn't worth it! I suppose it makes sense for a mobile game, I get it, but those items need to make the transition from microtransaction to expansion for New Horizons. So those are just some of my thoughts when comparing Pocket Camp to New Horizons. As aforementioned, it's mostly little things like wanting a far bigger variety of items, clothing, and accessories, especially things that we had in previous games, not just Pocket Camp, that for some reason don't exist in New Horizons. They should easily be able to come back as expansions. But is it really that minor? I mean, come on, that's part of what Animal Crossing is about. Relaxing customization. Come on, Nintendo, make us proud with this Animal Crossing Direct. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below where you are at with Pocket Camp. Have you never played before? Are you still playing? Did you stop a long time ago? Heck, have you even deleted the app? Just curious. And thank you so much to each of my amazing patrons, like those in the Hylian tier, Joking Batman and Code and Data. Y'all are absolutely amazing. You rock. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching.